Well, hello there everybody. We're here with the debut video for the new rejigging of my YouTube channel. It's from Mitch Emery Music to Mitch Emery Stuff. You may have noticed all the old videos are gone. Well, that's because they have. Yeah, and we're going to be kicking off with an interview with one of my absolute heroes, none other than Jaret motherfucking Reddick. So, enjoy.
I'm ready to go.
Hello, you're here with me, Mitch Emery. I'm here with Jaret motherfucking Reddick.
It's fucking motherfucking me.
The fucking lead singer from Bowling for Soup.
Right here.
This guy's fucking awesome.
I'm not gonna argue with that.
I'm not going to argue. That was a lot of fuckings as well.
We really started out this interview with a fucking bang.
We really fucking did.
Yeah.
Ram, hope you're proud of me.
Nice.
But no, so we're here on the Heartbreak Hilarity tour.
Indeed we are.
And the first thing we have to ask, new tour tattoo.
Yes, I got this. I got my Heartbreak Hilarity logo right there, and it's been awesome. We actually have a tattoo artist on the last 4 shows.
Okay.
So we've had fans coming in and getting this and getting Bowling for Soup tattoos, and just.
You can actually get one I've done at the show.
And you could walk out of here right now, go up there, and get one right now.
Mum, I'm really sorry.
Yeah. Now we grandmom. Who else could we disappoint?
I said though, Mum was the first tattoo to pay. That was my birthday for 18th, the guitar.
Your mom paid for that?
She did indeed.
Yeah.
That was my.
Was it like Christmas? Oh, your birthday.
My birthday for my 18th.
Yeah.
So that was.
That's a nice birthday gift.
I thought so too.
Did she do it? Like,
no,
she paid somebody else.
She paid somebody else. Like I've seen her drawings. It wouldn't be a bad idea.
Now you've disappointed her feelings. And you've disappointed your regret. This is really not going well for you.
Well, sadly, she was going to be here tonight. It was meant to be a family outing, and then she's not here.
I know.
So it's sad times all
I just think she could be sat here with us.
She could be.
And we could, would she have a drink? We could make her a drink.
We could indeed. Actually, speaking of drinks, one of the questions actually about drinking, because I know you're quite keen on it.
Okay.
A lot of the Bowling for Soup songs, Hooray for Beer and such.
Yep.
What is the ultimate touring beverage? Is there a cocktail or?
Well, it's funny you would ask that. So in the States, we kind of drink, we pretty much stick to Miller Lite, and then we like Jameson at the end of the night. So we pass that around, and we call it fun.
Okay.
But in the United Kingdom, where we can't get light beer, we can't handle your beer. We're Americans. It's too much, right?
Nobody in Britain really likes beer. This is actually a well-known fact.
They just drink it?
They drink it, but you'll have a man will stay there, drink 10 pints of beer, and then he'll go, right, can I now have a Malibu and Coke? Because they want the fruity beverage at the beginning, but they have to prove they are definitely a man.
I understand. Well, the Bowling for Soup cocktail of choice on tour in the United Kingdom is called the Delicious Gary. And it is made with vodka, and then Sprite Zero, a little splash of cran.
Sprite Zero, just to make sure you're not getting too much sugar.
Right, exactly. Well, the other stuff is a little too sweet. When you put that cran in there, it makes it really, really sweet.
Yeah.
So, and then if you're feeling feisty, little splash of lime.
A little splash of lime. Well, I'm about to say, that does sound like a delicious beverage. They should serve that in more places.
Yes, they should.
They should?
They should.
They should indeed. Well, we want to know is, obviously, I've seen you countless times, electric and acoustic, and I've always wondered, like, how you pick between doing those tours and why now an acoustic tour on your own rather than with Bowling for Soup or any of your other bands you've had previously.
Well, so Bowling for Soup is that's the main focus. It's always about like when they're touring, and then if something works in between tours over here, then we'll do that. So we were just over here in October doing arenas with Steel Panther.
Yep.
And we're about to announce our tour for 2018.
Hey.
Yep. And so timing wise, this was really great. And I just wanted to try a different kind of show over here, and this is where obviously our hardcore fans are. And so this is a different than even just an acoustic show. This is more of like a storyteller's vibe. It's very intimate. It's not, I kept the crowds small on purpose, and there's just a lot of insight into stuff. So it's a Bowling for Soup fan show.
The Wetherspoons fan
Yeah.
show. So does that mean there'll be a lot of sort of fan service requests and things like that?
Not necessarily, no. It more means that like there's a lot of insight into the songs. Like, where did this song come from? Or, you know, here's the story behind this one. Or, you know, how is this one related to life right now? And like some stories about me and other people. And yeah, it's just it's different, but I think you'll like it.
I mean, obviously you're quite an accomplished guy even before the band, in 2 degrees, and
Yes.
you're owning toy stores and businesses and all sorts of stuff. Do you find it's difficult to weigh that up with the band lifestyle?
No, I mean, so I sort of like did like the responsible thing early.
Yeah.
So like I went straight out of high school and already had my own business, and I went straight to college, and while doing that, went through the whole toy store thing, and then built houses for a while, and then I built swimming pools for one summer. And about that time, it got to be about like 96, 97, and we were going pretty strong as Bowling for Soup, and I was just ready to just go, just give it everything. And so that's when, that's pretty much when we literally loaded the van and just left, and just went and just played show after show after show, and just built and built and built it. And 9 years later, we finally had a hit.
I'm about to say, did you find that when you're playing those sorts of shows, it tends to drag, and you wonder if you're ever going to have that breakthrough moment? Because a lot of bands quit way before 9 years.
Yeah.
Do you think it's silly of them to quit? Let's just keep going, even if it gets them to 60 before it takes a hit.
I think it depends on them. I mean, for us, it was a super simple rule, and that is, as long as we're having fun, we'll keep doing it. And we were having fun, and we still are. I mean, the only time that we've ever needed a bit of a break, we took that, and that was a few years ago, 2013, I believe. And
I shed hot, salty tears. I thought you weren't going to come back.
well, we tried to make it super clear that we weren't saying goodbye. We really, really tried to get that into the advertising. But what it was more than anything was just to slow down, because at the time we were coming over here 2 and 3 times a year,
Yeah.
and solid for 13 years.
Yeah.
Now, that's not to mention things that we were doing with the U.S. Navy over in Asia, and then just touring Japan and the United States. So it was on its way, I think, to where a lot of bands get, and that's burn out or fizzle out.
Do you say the U.S. Navy? This is one thing I didn't know. Like,
Yeah, we did. We were a U.S. We were called a Navy Entertainment Band for a long amount of years, actually, and we did a bunch of stuff with them. We actually played at a British island in the middle of the Indian Ocean called Diego Garcia. You guys own it, but we actually man it, and then there's like half the island.
but Bowling for Soup personally manage it.
We manage it.
You manage it
no,
as a band?
No, we didn't. We just drank a lot of beer and played a show. We went swimming.
You went. There's a lot of swimming. I had a poster for a long time of you guys all swimming.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I've probably seen you in your swimming garments more than actual clothing.
Yeah, and there are several photos of us with no garments at all as well. So that's the thing. You can't be modest.
No, there's no point in being modest.
No.
Just, what is it, the sexiest band on the planet?
We are 100% easily the same. And I feel like as I get bigger, I just get sexier.
But even up against Steel Panther, that's some pretty hot,
Yeah.
sexy.
Yeah. See, we don't have to stuff our spandex.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're packing the real heat.
100%.
But not the American sort of heat. What we in Britain would call the packing heat, because obviously in Texas that means something.
That means that you're actually packing a gun.
Yeah, and you're not allowed to do that over here.
You can refer to it as your love gun.
I like that. I like that a lot. You're saying about, you talk about how the songs are more relevant, how they came to be and everything. Question we do want to know is that your relationship with the beautiful Weena, is that still going strong?
It is still going strong. Yeah, that poor thing has been through a lot. That suit still exists, but it just has been thrown around the warehouse so much, so it essentially now looks like it has every disease imaginable.
I would dread to think what that Weena has gone through.
It's been a lot of things, a lot of fun nights with that thing.
A lot of fun nights, just you and your Weena.
That's right.
So for the touring, is this sort of like as a solo tour? I don't know if you've done solo tours before or not.
This is my first one.
This is your first one. So obviously you had things like People on Vacation and the acoustic tours, which were a lot smaller.
Yes.
But do you feel this is a learning experience, not just for your audience, but for you as an artist?
Well, it's definitely encouraging. It's definitely, this was something I wanted to try, and to be honest, didn't know how it was going to work, so I jumped in with both feet and just said, fuck it, I'll just do a tour.
Yeah.
And here I am. So now I do have a lot more confidence in it or whatever, but just being on stage or whatever and being a performer, I mean, I sort of already had that down because I've been doing that since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So, but I will admit that the first show of this tour, I was nervous for the first time in a long time, just because I didn't know. I mean, it literally could have went either way, and I didn't want the show to not work, and then I just find myself doing all the Bowling for Stupid hits, and then what's the point? We should have just had Eric over here with me, and we should have just done that. So.
And it's not like you have a full bar on the side of the stage as usual to
no, I don't.
keep you up and
I
going.
just have a guy.
You just have a guy?
Yeah, he just...
Because last time I saw you was Southampton, and I just remember being absolutely in stitches about the fact you had a fully working bar. I thought it was more of a prosthetic. Was that the word prosthetic?
Right.
Or just there for decoration. Then no, it's...
No, fully functioning. The opening bands are always invited to come on stage and sit at the bar while we're playing and have a drink. And sometimes they even bring out food and eat while they're watching us, and it's all part of the show.
I mean, you say with you said earlier on, the bigger you get, the sexier you get. Obviously, Southampton, the chance of you fat bastard. Do you find that with the UK, if that happens, that you're set for the night, you're going to be at an after party.
Right.
Whereas America, would that be seen more as it's time to pack up your shit and leave?
That's a good question. That's the thing is, it wouldn't happen. That wouldn't happen in America.
It wouldn't at all.
No, never. But that's the difference in our cultures. It's like I was saying about one of the things that I have discovered on this particular tour is dealing with hecklers.
Yeah.
So I am very quick-witted, and I can pretty much tear somebody apart very quickly if they're interrupting the show. But in America, the minute that I start that, they're on my side.
Yeah.
And here, it's a little bit different. They kind of sort of see it as being a little bit rude, even though the person is disrupting. And but no, here, I don't know that it's necessarily seen as rude or whatever, but they definitely don't just instantly jump on my side.
No, you've got to be ready.
Yeah, so I had one the other night. I mean, the guy was so drunk, and he's 3 feet in front of me, and he's just talking the whole time, and it was just so distracting. And so I handed him the mic, and luckily he didn't go after me, because I was sitting there thinking, man, if he goes after me and then I go back at him, I could lose the whole audience,
Yeah.
But he just said, oh, I'm sorry, mate, I just fucking love you. And so I went, I love you too, man. And the audience went crazy, and then I think he got kicked out.
Oh, well, I suppose if you drink too much, I mean, there's a fine line between drinking the right amount and drinking too much.
Yeah.
With heckling, there's the fine line between being funny and just being a bit of a dick.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, obviously, you put out a very beautiful statement recently on depression and anxiety and your sort of journey with it, if that's the correct word to use. It's a difficult one to go from being seen as that guy who does the bitch song and Punk Rock 101 and who his bandmates in their videos are talking about high school and puking on beautiful women and stuff.
Right.
Is it hard to kind of put your message about that forward without the kind of destroying that image, or is it a nice even balance?
I really wasn't worried about the image as much as I just was I didn't want it to seem calculated, and I wanted to make sure that it was going to be taken seriously. So it took some thought, but I initially did it as a favor for a friend who was starting a website called Louder Than Stigma, and it made sense for me to help him. And then once it was out there, it was like, well, shit, it's already out there. I might as well just embrace it. And it was a scary thing to put it out there. And again, just because, like you said, we're the funny guys. We're not really the dudes that are going to get super serious. But what I've found on this tour is I get asked about it in every single interview. I have kids come up to me every single night and thank me for putting my issues out there into the public so that they can see, hey, that's a human being, and he got help, so I should go and take the steps to get help so that I don't do something crazy to myself or just live miserably forever.
Yeah.
And I touch on all of this in my show, and for the most part it erupts in applause after, and Or, like in Newcastle, they just stand there dumbfounded by the fact that I'm talking at all. So you just never know.
Okay, so to end, we'll do something, a less serious topic. Obviously, you're a big fan of Chuck E. Cheese.
Well, yes, I was a big fan growing up, but now I am him.
You are Chuck E. Cheese.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that we want to know is that I ask this of every band I get to speak with. What is the best kind of cheese and why?
Well, that is a very difficult question because
So many cheeses.
there's so many cheeses, and you guys do cheese better over here than we do. Like it's more proper cheese. We have to like go to like a cheese guy.
A cheese guy.
My wife has.
You make it sound like meth. Like there's the cheese guy.
I swear to God, my wife has a cheese guy at the grocery store, and that's his one fucking job is just to sell the cheese or whatever. And then she goes in there, and they like have all this talk about brie and all of the fucking things that you're supposed to put around it and how to do it. She makes these huge cheese and meat plates, and they cost like $300 or $400 or maybe more, like $2,000.
So it's one guy who serves the cheese, but is it the same guy who cuts the cheese?
He's her cheese pusher.
He's the cheese pusher.
I'm sorry I talked over your fart joke, but
I'm sorry,
I thought
it's
the
fine.
cheese pusher was going to be better.
Cheese pusher is a beautiful thing. I think when you get things like Parmesan, a powdered cheese, that is fucking dangerous.
That's some goddamn fucking cheese.
That's some goddamn fucking cheese, alright.
But I will say that the greatest cheese in the world is, and you guys don't do it over here, and if you do, you don't do it right. And that is what we call queso, and it's a mixture of cheeses, and it's in a melty form, and it's what you dip your chips in a Mexican food place.
I've never heard of queso before.
Yeah, it's Mexican. It's a Mexican food. It's a Spanish word. Queso meaning cheese.
Cheese?
Okay,
yes. We've got there.
Yeah, okay. So it's a melty cheese that you put on chips.
Yeah.
So like what you guys might think of like if you have like a melty nacho cheese or whatever, but it takes some skill.
We just don't do food like America. I mean, I know we have fish and chips and that, but half the time fish and chips can be pretty shit.
Yeah.
It can be really bad because it's just soggy and sour.
When we first started coming over here, like we would get asked all the time, like, how are you finding the food? And we'd go, well, it's, I mean, we don't really like it that much, but, we're getting by. And they'd be like, well, English food's good. Okay, well, whatever. And then the next thing is, haven't you had a curry? And it's like, well, that's Indian food.
Other than the balti. The balti was invented in the UK.
I don't know what balti is.
It's a type of curry.
Unbelievable.
There you go, UK curry, English homegrown.
I do all of us enjoy the English breakfast. We all enjoy the Sunday roast.
Oh, yes.
And now we've got our staple. I just actually discovered Wetherspoons.
Wetherspoons, the Wetherspoons, cheap drinking, cheap food.
Oh my God.
It's
consistent, inexpensive, free Wi-Fi.
I heard a rumour that they count their chips. So the potato chips you get, they actually count how many you get. Not weigh them, count them.
I'll tell you another thing about their bowl of chips, just like, French fries or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't come in a bowl. Right on the plate.
Right on the plate.
Yeah.
You don't need a bowl for that. Curly fries and onion rings, get a bowl. Just thick cut chips, just fucking throw them.
Right on the plate. Just right there by whatever sandwich you ordered. Right here.
And I said final question, I have one last one. First time I saw you was in Margate. I was 14 years old. Margate! I was wondering if you and I could do a Margate together. I have waited 10 years for this.
We can 100%.
We can do this?
Yeah, okay.
Lisa, would you like to count us in?
1, 2, 3.
Margate! Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jaret motherfucking Reddick from Bowling for Soup. Check out Bowling for Soup, check out Jaret, check out everything to do with them. I know you already love them, but thank you very much, Jaret.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.